Is going to be about ways that you can view your artwork in Illustrator. The very first thing I want to start with is simply the zoom tool. So as with everything else in Illustrator and Photoshop, as you will learn, there are multiple ways of doing things, and this is also true for zooming in or out to see your document. So one of the ways that you can do this, and what I'd like you to do first of all, is to open L1 Start 1, and then of course Essentials and Reset. Oh, sorry, Reset. So Essentials and Reset Essentials. So one of the ways that you can view, zoom in, is to go View and simply Zoom in. And you will notice down here, so now we're at 100%. Let's try this again. View, Zoom in, and now we're at 150%. So you can see how much we're zooming in, the percentage of the document that we are viewing right down here in the bottom left. You can also zoom out the same way, View, Zoom out. Okay, and we're back to 100%. So these are the preset zoom levels, and as I showed you, you will see the zoom level down here in the bottom of the window. So once you have, let's do this again, View, Zoom in. Okay, now we're looking at a portion of, but not all of the artboard. So if I want to see my entire artboard or my entire piece of work that I'm working on here, I'm going to go View, Fit Artboard in Window, and that will put it back so I can view the entire document in one window. Out here, this is not part of the document, but you could, if you wanted, create objects. Like here we have a white rectangle, and if you decided later on that you wanted to move this and make it part of the document, you would simply drag it from here over. I'm going to Command Z to get rid of that. So the area outside the art, this is called the canvas, and this is called the artboard. If I wanted to actually see the artwork displayed at 100%, right now I'm only viewing it at 77%, I would do View, Actual Size. So that is the actual size. That was what it would look like if I were to print it right now. And again, I'm going to View, Fit Artboard in Window. Another way to use the zoom tool is to select the zoom tool here in the tools panel. You will also notice that the shortcut, if I go back, you can always see the shortcut letter in brackets next to the name of the tool. So the shortcut to access the zoom tool on the keyboard is to simply press Z. So I'm going to select the zoom tool, and I'm going to position the zoom tool over the cookie here with sprinkles, and I'm going to click once. And you'll notice that where I clicked, it's now in the center of the document window. I'm going to click once more and once more again on my cookie, and you will notice then that it's again still in the center. Now I'm viewing it at 200%. Now I'm going to hold down Option, and you'll notice my zoom tool becomes a zoom out tool. So now, continuing to hold Option as I click with the mouse and the zoom tool selected, I can zoom out. If I let go of the Option, it goes back to the zoom in. Option, zoom out. No option, zoom in. You can also drag, or I guess I should say, let's do View, Fit Artboard in Window. You can also, with the zoom tool selected, say I wanted to view this portion of my document more, I can do this, slide to the right, slide to the left, and zoom in or out to see my document. I'm going to again View, Fit Artboard in Window. Now, another thing I can do here is if I am at 77%, I'm going to choose the hand tool right here in the tools panel, and this will fit the artboard in the window. So let me show you. If I were to have zoomed in a little bit, then I'm going to choose another tool and then go back and hit the hand. It should have fit the artboard in the window. So if you try that yourself, it should fit the artboard in the window. Okay, View, Fit Artboard in Window again. Another way that, or something that's very helpful, I guess, or a quick shortcut for me, I like to use Command and the plus sign on the keyboard. and Command and the minus sign on the keyboard. And you'll notice as you do that, that changes to the preset values again in the bottom left-hand corner of the document window. Let's say that I'm going to select the Type tool. Something that's very important to be able to use, and let's say I was in the middle of typing and putting my cookies lettering here, but oh, I really want to zoom into this area. If you hold down the space bar, you will notice that your tool, whatever tool you have selected, it's going to convert to the hand, and that's going to allow you to grab parts of the document. So that's actually really helpful if you're really zoomed in and you're not looking at the whole document. You hold down the space bar and you can drag it around, pan around your window or your artboard so you can see the various aspects of it and work with it. So that is another way to view your artwork. Again, I want you to view, fit artboard in window. And there's a couple of ways that you're probably going to have to view your document as you're going through it and working. One of the ways that I think is helpful is to view the outline. So when you're working with large or complex illustrations, you may only want to view the outline, or these are also called wireframes of objects in your artwork, so that the screen doesn't have to redraw the artwork each time you make a change. So we're going to see, looking at this now, we're going to view outline. And you can notice then, you can see just the outline of your document. Sometimes when your work gets very confusing with colors, this is helpful to simplify it to do whatever it is you need to do at that moment. Then when you're ready to go back and view it like we just were, your View GPU Preview, or you can also do View Preview on CPU. Okay. I think we've talked, okay, so I'm going to show you the navigator panel now. If I Command plus to zoom in, I'm looking at part of my document, but which part of my document am I looking at? Sometimes you need to know where in the document you're actually located. So one of the ways you can figure this out is Window, Navigator, and a little box is going to pop up and it's going to show you, this is the part with the red box around it, that this is the part of the document that you're actually viewing here on the main part of the screen. If I were to pan around to different parts of my document, and you'll notice I held down the space bar to access the hand tool. If I were to pan around the different parts of my document, you'll notice that the area that's outlined in this red box in my navigator window also changes to show me where in the document I'm working. Just click the X to get rid of that, and View, Fit Artboard in Window. You're going to find you're going to be doing that a lot. Okay, the next topic I want to quickly talk about here is artboards. So artboards represent, like this white area is an artboard, represent regions that can contain printable work. So if I were to send this document to a printer to have it published, as many graphic designers do, only the area that's in the artboard, which happens to be white here, is actually going to be printed. All of this area, the canvas area outside of the artboard, if you have notes to yourself or you've built aspects of your images here or whatever it is, those are not going to show up when the actual document's printed. These are outside the printable area. Many of your documents will have multiple artboards. Those are useful for creating a variety of things like multi-page PDFs or printed pages with different sizes or different elements. You might be making a brochure, you might be making a double-sided postcard. So Adobe Illustrator allows for up to 100 artboards within a single file. Multiple artboards can be added when you initially create an Illustrator document, or you can add, remove, and edit artboards after the document's created. So to give you a sense of what artboards are, I want you to go and open L1 Start 2. And this is, if I do View, Fit Art, I should do fit All in Window. Then you're going to see both. This is what this document looks like. And you'll notice that you have two artboards. This represents the front of the postcard, and this represents the back of the postcard. So if this document were to be printed, this would be the front, this would be the back, but it's all part of one document. Artboards can be arranged in any order, orientation, or artboard size, and they can even overlap, as in the case of maybe a brochure. Okay, so I want you to choose the selection tool up here, and I want you to click on Grand Opening Celebration, and then View, Fit Artboard in Window. Okay, there we are. When you select the artboard, or select the artwork, it makes that artboard in that artwork active. The active artboard is identified down here in the navigation window, so you can tell that we are on artboard number 1 right now. If we click here and select to back, you'll notice that then we are now viewing the back of the postcard. You can also go toggle between different artboards by clicking these arrows to the left and the right down here. Okay, so what I want you to be viewing here is the front, so you should be at one front. And another way for navigating multiple artboards is to use the Artboards panel. The Artboards panel lists all of the artboards in the document. It kind of looks like a layers panel that you've seen before. And this panel allows you to navigate between artboards, rename artboards, add or delete artboards, and edit artboard settings. So to access the Artboard panel, you're going to go Window, Artboards, and you'll notice here the top it says front and the lower one says back. So you're going to double click this one and you'll notice if you double click that, then artboard number 2, the back of the postcard, appears in your document window. If I double click number 1, then I'm looking at the front of the postcard. So this is another way to navigate your artboard panel. Okay, I think that is all for today. I would like you to go through these documents and practice doing some of the things I just showed you.